It's June and South Africa is celebrating Youth Month. We are celebrating our movers and shakers, our go-getters and future leaders. Hello and welcome to this episode of Trendz Travel. I am your host, Nadia Dambuza. Now let's get to the business of the day. Level 3 of the lockdown means some tourism activities have been opened, but you have to do it yourself. We went to Hartbeespoort Sport to see what a self-drive game drive entails.
After 2 months of complete shutdown of travel activities due to lockdown regulations, some tourism activities such as game drives are finally back in business with strict hygiene measures.
However, level 3, you can now do a self-drive when you do your favorite game drive. You can also cycle, and those who are sports fanatics, but specifically for water, you can now surf. You can also do fishing. I am in Harties and I'm going to do all of this, well, except for surfing, because of course there's no beach here. So
Self-drive game is now permitted, and we were the first one to experience what a game drive during the time of face mask and social distancing entails.
With the lockdown to level 3, we'll be able to have longer hours out on the game drive, because the best time is early in the morning and later in the afternoon. During the day at 12, 1 o'clock, the game is in the thick bush.
We brought along our 4x2 for the self-drive, but due to the nature of the roads here, we used this 4x4, which only allowed 2 people plus the driver to allow more space between passengers. Being the only one here means there were moments of serenity, like this quiet moment here by the river. I just had to seize this moment of zen.
So guys, this is the most peaceful place right now because there's literally no one here. It's only been 2 days since it's been announced that individuals can do self-drives and water sports can also happen, and people can actually go for fishing now. So we are literally the first people to be back here in Harties after level 4, 5, and now it's level 3 of lockdown. So it actually feels very nice to be here. It's very quiet, tranquil, the sun is out, the air actually smells very, very, very clean. So yeah, it will also be a nice spot to meditate. Yep, I'm good now.
Apart from the strict measures put in place here, it still looked and felt the same, with crisp air and blue skies to complete the experience. In true racing style, without that race thingy that they usually use, but I'll use my mic for today, I'm gonna let these cycles race away. Boys, you ready? All right. With most of open-air sports activities added into the recreational activities of this level of the lockdown, these cyclists took us on their cycling route.
Keeping fit and keeping healthy is the secret. You have to keep going. You can't sit down and watch TV all the time.
Can't sit in the house all day long, so it's just great to be outside again.
It's the perfect environment. It's safe, and we've got the wild around us, and it's just a spectacular event and place to ride.
Okay.
I even took a turn on the bike and quickly concluded that my cycling still needed a bit more practice.
Okay, that's it. It's a wrap.
From here, we touched down at the Lion and Safari Park. Here, the route allowed for our car to do a quick drive. The first time doing this type of drive, and I am loving it. Who wouldn't love being this close to this beauty?
This one is one of the tamed giraffes. It actually likes people. So it's been 2 months of not interacting with people. We miss it too.
With the animals being so close to us, it appears they missed us more than we missed them. Earlier on, it was just other lions without Daddy Lion, so he was a bit late when it comes to the drinking of water. So now he's going at it. He's been at it for the past 10 minutes drinking. Yeah, he's making sure that if they have like level 5 lockdown and they can't drink water, he's drinking enough water for all the levels. You gotta stock up on water.
So you can book online, present your online ticket at the gate, drive through and enjoy your day in the park. So basically, the park drive is about an hour and a half to 2 hours, but you can really just spend as much time as you want here. So if you want to drive around 5-6 times and see as many animals as you want to see, it's a perfect opportunity for everyone that's been stuck in the houses for the last 2 months to get out and just enjoy a bit of Africa.
Now I'm convinced. Our fairy friends came out in numbers, spots, and stripes. Mother Nature and all her beautiful wildlife awaits. The time has come to go back to some of the things you enjoy about local tourism.
We have so much more for you after the break, so don't go anywhere. Four of our radio stations are celebrating 60 years. 60 years on the airwaves, 60 years of broadcasting in vernacular. We caught up with some of your favorite DJs.
These stations have come a long way and they've meant so much to South Africans. I mean, when these stations were formed 60 years ago, the sole purpose was for them to be the custodians of culture, you know, to satisfy the linguistic needs of the people. But they've gone beyond that. They've inspired generations to dream big, and they've inspired our people to pursue their dreams, to pursue freedom. They've inspired them to participate in the recording of their history and their culture through our dramas, our music shows. There's a time when our radio stations would go out in the communities and harvest, you know, the cultural bits, the traditional music, the traditional dance, the stories. I mean, I'm sure growing up, you also had a few stories that you loved listening to on the radio. I mean, we had these ladies that would tell Inzomi. We had dramas that we couldn't forget because, you know, they were told so well through these radio stations. We've always been threatened, you know, by people saying radio is dying, it's a dying medium because of the technologies that keep being invented. But I think the future is very bright, and this time that we're in right now of COVID-19 and the lockdown, it has shown us that more and more people rely on radio as their source of information and as a companion, because radio is that personal medium. So we think the future is very bright. Yes, we don't need to relax. We need to continuously reinvent ourselves, develop our people, develop the technologies that we engage in. So I think the future is very bright for as long as we keep up with the developments in our surroundings.
E qadile mona he mo mamedi ha o bua jwalo ka taba tsa radio o bua ka taba tsa kgaso ntho tsena na di bonwa mona di qadile mona ke ka ho re buang re reng ke yona he tshebeletso e mamelwang ke tshebeletso tse ding bankani notes
so khaitseri a ka bile re tsa jwalo dilemo tse 16 ka ofela 60 years ntse re betsa re busa re laela ke sona sena station ka 1960 ka sene se qala dilemo tse 16 ka ofela se santsane se le teng tse re tsa fela jwalo re ntse re tshela thupa e ba le gona ofela re ngane ya borobo re tlo bona di majwa di tswere Jonito ke mohlaiso lena le nane o khaitsela ka sebedi mo le Gauteng nna ke mkaka re tshela thupa radio
Tosa busa le fatsi girl ke o sela khazang now I've been with the station for 20 years. I'm in my 21st year, and this station has been an amazing platform for me. I think station in fashionable, and I think that has been my mission ever since Mutokala. re etsa jwalo ke dumela hore we are accomplishing just that. Re spana le bathukada twasa energy overload ke mathata fela.
We are the backbone of the station. I mean, the morning drive ke show ye kholo haholo, so it starts with us. So ke rona be leng hore we talked about the legend bontate Chomane bontate Thuso Motaung. The reality is nako ya bona e santsane tlo fitla ba bang se fihlile the future of the station e mahetleng a rona. But I think that is why we're the chosen ones. Sorry, re teng for morning breakfast. Taking it from Motwatswana le Ntate Chomane, it's not an easy journey, but we're up to it. Like I said, 35 years experience between the two of us. Rea bolaya. So Monate Breakfast Show, the biggest morning drive Oscar Bafeto. What's in a station? Belongor. Bona jale ka se sala ho nna le wena re le babedi.
Ke dumela hore ya ngwa dintho tse kgolo tsa ho ba radiong ebile hape o iphumana o le mongwa batho ba buang le batho be o hotseng o khalla hore o ka kopana le bona. Ke hopola ke interview ya Brenda Fassie. For me that was one of the biggest moments. Ya bobedi ebile ha ne ke bua le Dr. David Molapo. Ene ke kopane le yena ke bala Standard 9 ka 1994 a re ho nna we need more voices in this nation. Hore ke iphumana ke se ke le platformong e ke buisanang le yena e le nna ya mo interviewang. It was such a big moment for me.
Ngosi kakhulu siyabulela phana kwigumbi lendaba zensimbi yesithathu. Enkosi kakhulu kusijikilanga SJL 123 nationwide. Apha komthobela FM bazabuya ke uLuxi amukanye no Baby Zingomso bangaxeshanya afuna uphosa inkqubo yethu yasemini eMaganda. Well. Salamkela apha enkqubeni. Elibini no amazi njanga. Kanti ke khona umqulu ngophuma izandla badolobo kanti kanciphi.
That's 6 decades. Yeah, and being part of that, you know, it's so humbling. It's such a great honor because if Umtobane FM, where we are now, you know, Ayondo Itale Izolo, it took us 60 years to be where we are at now, you know, and kukhona abantu that were, you know, with the station before us, from Inzuguze Radio Bantu, Inzuguzo Umtobane, Radio Xhosa, and then Umtobane FM. So it's been generations and generations, and askwazi ndokubana ngoku siphungule right now when abantu abayiqalayo lento, you know, bafaka all the effort, you know, they were sweating blood to make sure ukuthi esisitish sisasaza ngesixhosa for abantu abantetho isixhosa nabo banomdla kwintetho isixhosa, you know, bayasamkela. So asikwazi into abana ngoku generation yethu siza kuyimosha iyonke into sebeyizamile bayenza.
Yes, indaba ezimnandi zenza kubana sisondela kuwe mphulaphuli ngoba sifuna ukuthi enkosi, sifuna ukuthi sibamba ngazo zozibini, siyabulela ngenxaso yakho kule minyaka engamashumi amathandathu sibhiyozelayo kulo nyaka ka-2020.
Most countries are slowly easing lockdown restrictions, meaning that people can now socialize. But things are not the same. Let's take a look at how dining has changed.
With lockdown measures more relaxed, social lives are becoming possible. Restaurants, bars, gigs, and museums beckon. But as we take our first cautious steps back into the wider world, we are finding it transformed. In the Netherlands, dining companions might eat around a candlelit table inside a glass booth on the banks of the Amsterdam Canal. Here, food is served on long wooden trays so that waiters never have to enter the booth at all. This booth idea is being tried out by Eaton Restaurant, insisting that diners sharing a booth be from the same household, please. Not only is it a beautiful concept, but it seems to be working for both patrons and servers alike. If that doesn't appeal, diners can try eating with a see-through lampshade on their heads, created by French designer Christophe Gernon. This is for restaurant owners who want to protect customers from COVID-19 but don't have the luxury of an outdoor space or a lovely canal. Other designs on the market resemble visitor booths in prison, Gernon said, prompting him to create a cylinder of transparent plastic that hangs from the ceiling much like a lampshade. Pulled down, the cylinder is quite big, giving patrons enough arm room to move around their meal without feeling restricted. Gone are restaurants so busy that you have to wait for the service or for the check. Now, in the coronavirus era, social distancing has made eating out a very different experience. At the Enzo's in Rome, waiters no longer hand out menus, but hold up a scan code. Customers point their smartphones at it, and a menu pops up on the screen with the day's specialities. From the comfort of their phone, they can stroll through the menu at their own pace and order a meal when they're ready. Still, all protocols are kept in place for restaurant staff, still adhering to masks and gloves. Patrons reserve the right to remove these to enjoy their meals. For those without phones, there's also the option of the special board, which relays most of the popular items on the menu. In Bangkok, Thailand, moving about after a hearty meal has been made much safer with a foot pedal to call an elevator, and once inside, a range of more foot pedals to select the floor you're wishing to go for. So, if your hands are too busy, no problem. Want to catch a movie after dinner, but your local cinema is closed down under lockdown rules? Drive-in cinemas are seeing a revival, popping up in Lithuania, Dubai, and the United States. The same rules apply that have always applied. You use your radio to tune into the frequency, bring your own snacks, and voila, you have yourself a movie date. On the Côte d'Azur in Cannes, you can drive to the Palm Beach and watch films from the comfort of your own car. If clubbing is your thing, Germans got the party started with a drive-in rave. In the car park of Club Index in the town of Schutthof near the Dutch border, clubbers, limited to 2 per car, parked in rows in front of a DJ and hopped around to beats while respecting government-imposed social distancing measures. Lasers, glow sticks, confetti, and a whole lot of horn honking set the mood as people celebrated their newfound freedom.
We are not done yet. We are just going to break and we'll be right back. We all have things that we miss about going out, like a good cup of coffee from your favorite coffee shop. But don't despair. Up next, we teach you how to get the perfect cuppa at home.
Guys, we just approached the winter season, and during lockdown we are unable to go out to coffee shops, go out to restaurants. So what better way to learn how to make your own coffee at home? Yes, your own coffee at home. And right next to me, I've got Clyde who's going to show me how to make my coffee. How are you, sir?
How's it going, Namula?
I'm good, I'm good.
Good. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a whipped coffee. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our Starbucks at home medium roast. We're going to put in a quarter cup granulated white sugar. I know sugar's not the best thing at the moment, but it tastes delicious and it's just going to complement this whipped coffee really nicely. Okay, and then we've got some boiling water, and so just equal parts coffee, equal parts sugar, equal parts boiling water. I'm going to just ask you to just whip those ingredients together. So it's going to ask you to whip that over there, and then while you're whipping that, I'm going to add a cup of full cream milk to my milk frother. And while you're whipping that up, I'm going to heat it up. Okay, cool. So that should be good. And I've got my beautifully frothed milk. You can see the silky texture in this that it's given me. It's a beautiful creamy texture with the coffee. Looks super delicious. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to take this, scoop it over our hot milk. So how does that look? I mean,
nice. Ooh.
Okay, so all your coffee is sitting in this beautiful, in a whipped state, and then it just sits in the middle, and you can see it starting to just layer on top of the milk over there. And then once you get a teaspoon, you can just stir it all in and it'll blend in beautifully with your milk.
So how would you pair this coffee?
I'll serve it with a beautiful apple pastry. That's a super sweet, delicious combination.
And I've got a very sweet tooth, so
great for the weekends.
The next one?
So we're going to be making a frozen coffee using a vanilla soluble ready-to-drink latte powder. Great during the day. Nice and easy. Straight into our blender cup. Next ingredient, 180 milliliters of water. My third ingredient will be ice, because we're going to blend it. About a scoop. Okay. I'm going to take my blender lid, just tighten it up. Any fruit?
Yeah, while it's doing this, if you want.
Yeah, so I think a banana would be absolutely delicious. It would thicken it up nicely.
Yes.
And then even like a scoop of ice cream would be delicious. Pour it into a glass like so. And we're going to take whipped cream. Just put a bit of whipped cream on the top. Okay, and then last but not least, just a bit of chocolate sprinkles. Okay, there you have it. And it's best served with a strawberry tart.
Very nice.
Beautiful treat to have on the weekend. Nice cheat meal for a Saturday.
Now, don't forget to keep in touch with us on our social media pages at Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News. And sadly, that's all we have for you today. But join us again next week, same time, same place. From me, goodbye.